So, hello all. In our previous video, we have discussed about while loop. Okay, we have seen the illustration, we have seen the examples. Now, in this video, we will be focusing on for loop. Okay, so basically, the agenda for this video is going to be like we will be first looking out for the concept for the for loop and then the syntax, and then of course we will be using in statements and not in statements with for loop, and last but not the least we have range as well with for loop. Okay, so let's start. Basically, so what is a for loop? So you can say that like for loop is one of the uh, looping statements that we have in Python apart from while loop. So yeah, that's correct. So for loop is of course one of the looping option that we have in Python apart from while loop. Okay, so this is the one thing. Apart from that, basically it is the functionality of for loop is same as while loop. It also like you can say that it is also used to perform a set of statements repeatedly or more than one time. Okay, so basically for loop is also used to traverse among a particular data structure or a particular sequence. It can be like list, tuple, string, range, and or anything like any other data structure. So this is the one of the utility of for loop that we have. So if you check out the syntax here, so syntax is same like for variable in sequence. So sequence is generally you can say that it can be a list, it can be a string, it can be a tuple, it can be a set. Okay, we can also use for loop with dictionary as well just to traverse it. Okay, so basically the main idea for loop, or you can say that for breaking it in this way, is to access each and every element one by one, right? So sequence is a collection of elements. Okay, you can say that. So if we want to access each and every variable or each and every value, we can use for loop. Of course there is no hard and fast rule that we should use for loop only. You can also go ahead with the while loop as well, but it depends upon you, like what you want to use for different use cases, right? So this, since this video is more focused on for loop, so I will be doing the same. Right. So if you see the description, like the first element of the sequence is assigned to the specified variable. In this case, this is variable, and then the next set of statements are executed. This one, right? Similarly, as a part of next iteration, second element is assigned to the specified variable, and statements are executed. So this complete process, you can say that it keeps on repeating until and unless each element of the sequence is covered, or if we find any of the terminating statement, right? So that's one case. Okay, so let's try to implement for loop. Let's try to implement a simple example using for loop, and of course we are using in statements, right? So prerequisite for this video is like you should know a bit of list. If you are not aware of it, I will highly recommend you to check out one of our video that is mainly for the list itself. Okay, so let's define a list: 3 comma 5 comma 6 comma 8. Like you can select any integers based on your choice, right? So here L is our list of 5 elements starting from 3 5 and then ending with 10. Okay, so what if we want to traverse each and every element? So basically we can do it in this way: print L at 0, same way L at 1, L at 2, L at 3. Okay, let's try to print this. Okay, so this might look practical to you since it is giving the output, but just consider a scenario where there are like not 5, not 10, but thousand of values in a particular list. So you are not going to print, right, like this number of print statements, right? For just for printing a, you can say that, an element value. Okay, so this is not the optimized way, that's for sure. So what we can do? Correct. So we can use follow. So here what I'm going to do is like with the help of for loop, I'm just going to print out the elements of the list. Okay. So for each element in, make sure that in is a special keyword, right? So basically it tells you whether a particular element exists in a particular sequence or not, right? So for each element in L, what we are going to do is we are just going to print. the value of it. Of course, you want to end it with the space. So let's see how this code works. Let's try to run this. Okay, so you got the pattern. You got all values, right? 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, and this is what we have in our list. Okay, so that's one thing. This is the one way of, you can say that, traversing a list. Okay, okay. So okay, so in the same way, like this in works, there is a counter to this in statement which is not in. Like for example, if we take out, if we define another list which is m, and it also has some elements. Okay, so our task is to print all those elements of L list which is not present in M. So what we will do is we will traverse each and every element of L, and we will check if each element not in M, then only we will just print this. Okay. So let's see how it works now. Okay, 5, 6, 8, 10. Now you must have seen that this 3 is not being printed. This is because M has 3, right? So that's the case. So this is something that we build using in and not in statements. So this is the one way of traversing the element, where each variable is storing the value of the element of the list. So in our first case, for example, let's go back to the previous thing, what we have written, just a simple case. Yeah, this one. So now in first iteration, whenever there is a call for each element in L, so it's just like we want to traverse each element of the each element of the list one by one. So first of all, in the first iteration, value for each element would be 3. Okay, and hence 3 was printed. In the same way, in the next iteration, uh, the value would be 5, and hence 5 was printed. Okay, and then it was 6, the 6 was printed. So this is the one way of traversing it. Other way of achieving it is via range function. Range function is also responsible for doing something similar. So basically it is also used to generate a sequence, or you can say that series of numbers, starting from 0 and ending from your termination point, right? So and then of course there is a, I will just talk about the syntax of range. So range is the statement keyword, you can say that. So first parameter is start, which denotes the start index. Okay, and then it's n plus 1. Okay, and then it's step size. Okay, so we have a dedicated video for this range statement. You can check out the playlist and you will find the video for this. Okay, so now I'm going to do it with the help of range. Okay, so for I in range, we know it starts from 0. Okay, 0 is our start index, and then we have len as length of list as len l. You can say that. Okay, that's correct. So the step size would be 1. Okay, now let's try to print the statement. So what if I just like print I over here? So what it going to do? It will simply, let's see how it goes basically first. Okay, 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 okay. Sorry, I need to comment this as well. Yeah. So now you can see that instead of printing the value, it is printing index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We don't want this because we want to, at the end of the day, we just want to print the elements of a list. So it is only giving us the index. What we can do is like, we can simply write this in a way, just like we used to do it like in arrays. Like if you have worked on like languages like C, Java, you must have access an array using this syntax, right? So now this will give you the exact value. Okay. Now let's try to run this. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. So that's correct. So this is one of the way of printing the value of a list using for loop and with the range function itself. Okay, so one thing I would like to tell you is like this is the concept of for loop that we have just figured out how it works. Okay, okay, so let's proceed with some of the fun facts that we have written for you for this for loop. Okay, so basically just a revision kind of notes. So Python for loop is always used with the in or not in operator. In operator in Python checks whether a specified value is an element of a sequence like string, array, list, or tuple. Not in operator in Python checks whether a specified value is not an element of a sequence like string, array, or something. Python allows the concept of nested for loops. We can use for loop inside while loop and vice versa. We do have concept of for else loop. Of course, this is the part of our playlist. You can check the video for the same. So for loop supports range function. This we just saw. Okay, one thing is like we can make use of continue statements to skip the current iteration. We can use pass statements to simply pass the iteration, or even break statement to pull control out of the loop for a given condition, all inside for loop. So basically, of course, as I said, that there is a complete video dedicated to break, continue, pass, return, all these statements. So you can just quickly refer to them as well. So yeah, we have of course for else loop in Python itself. So like I just have shown you. So this will act as a note for you. Okay, so this is a notes, you can just use it on your own convenience. So I will just share the link of this complete web page, or you can say that complete tutorial to the description box of this video. You can just open that, access that for free, and prepare your notes. Okay, so you don't have to worry about notes any anymore now. You can also like take up the quiz and all. Okay, so that's all in this video. I hope that I was clear with the concept. It was like a bit descriptive, but I think you should be aware that this is some, you can say that this is the enough content that you want to know about follow. Okay, so that's all in this video. See you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.